again. How are you today? Got an interesting topic, still the same topic, sexual satisfaction, but in a different way. We're going to talk, little intro, about who cares if you are sexually satisfied? Who cares? Now, we've been in situations before where someone really doesn't care about someone's sexual satisfaction. And I'm going to say it right now. I resent that. I dislike that. There are people out there, men and women, who do not care about whether their partner is sexually satisfied. We're talking about partners, relationships, long term marriages. You are doing a disservice to your partner by not caring about whether your partner is sexually satisfied. How dare you? Right? Those in sexless marriages, I'm speaking up for you. I am speaking up for you. How dare you be in a sexless marriage? That is depriving a human being of a necessity for life. Sex is a necessity, and it is so unfair that there are people out there being deprived intentionally in a very mean way about having sex. Who would do that? What creature would do that? Yes, I'm passionate about it because it's unfair. Okay? And I'm not putting blame on anybody except the person that is actually doing it, the person that is actually allowing it to happen, actually instigating it. Stop right now. And I'm telling you, if you're listening to me, go and correct the situation. Please. That is unfair. It is wrong. It is, again, depriving someone of a right that that person has to enjoy sex. And if you don't want to do it, let someone else do it. I said it, and I'll say it again. If you do not want to sexually satisfy your partner, give it to someone else to do it. Give him to someone else to do it. I got to be careful. I'm not man, no woman. I'm not biased. Give her or him to someone that will do it. Okay, now that I'm cooling down, I'm just going to say, Husa, and I'm going to say, please understand, if you are asexual, if it's not your thing, whatever reason you have, give your partner a break and either walk away or sexually satisfy him or her. Okay, I've said my piece. I have to get that out there. So I'm very, again, passionate about that. I did some reading, and who cares if you're sexually satisfied? And I read a few points I wanted to bring up, actually 6 points. Number one, women on average initiate less sex than men. Not surprised. As a result, men have less sex. Thus, men have greater stress than women. Now, that is self-explanatory, right? So that is giving it to you straight. Women, on average, initiate less sex. We do not want to say, hey, babe, let's go have sex. Let's go make love, right? We don't do it as much as the men want us to. And it is actually giving them stress more than us. We're cool. We really don't care. We really like, okay, whatever, babe, see ya. And we forget. I think we forget. But I'm going to blame it on testosterone. Testosterone is the culprit. And I'm going to tell you that because I know, I see it. The more testosterone men have and women, the more sex they want. The less testosterone they have, the less sex they want. Again, that's what I've seen in my practice. Should I write a paper on it? Should I publish a paper on it? I'm sure it's out there. And I know I've seen some studies. It's already out there. The more testosterone that you have, you're going to want more sex. That's why I want your levels to be checked. Those that are not having sex or don't want sex or not having the orgasm, I want all of you all, everybody, to have their testosterone and other levels checked. But remember, that is probably why men initiate more, because they have all this raging levels of testosterone. Some men have low levels, but a lot of them have high levels, and they are very, very much interested in having sex more frequently than those that have low levels. So just know that that could be a reason. And it's not a bad thing, because other good things come with high testosterone, okay? I'm not going to go into that right now. But just know that you must understand your partner and match as much as you can your partner get your levels checked. So you can, both of you match your levels. When I say match your sexual performance and your drive by checking levels and making sure that we can match them, okay? If you understand that men have greater stress, don't you now feel sorry for them? These guys are really under stress. These men that do not get sex as much as they want. Tremendous stress. So much so, it could really affect them medically, psychologically, at work, socially. Please don't play with your partners. But right now I'm saying that the first point is women start to initiate more sex so that your partner will know that you appreciate them. I'm going to leave it there. Number 2, because men have less sex than they desire, so they want more sex, but they're getting not the quantity that they want. You know what I mean? There's like, oh, I need it, but she's not agreeing. So that's what they're saying here. Because men have less sex than they desire with their partners, men have less sexual satisfaction. So the question at the beginning was, who cares if you're sexually satisfied? We should all care, okay? Because men have less sexual satisfaction because they get less than they want. They are really wanting more, not only for you to initiate, but they are wanting more because men have less sex than they desire. Their desires are not being met. So not only are we initiating less, we're messing up with their desires. Wrong. And you know what they'll do if their desires and their needs are not met? We have to make sure we do our best. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse or that's a reason. It's not. Talk, communicate. Remember, communication is key. And don't give up. Get help if you have to get help. But if men have less sex than they desire, they're going to be sexually dissatisfied. Okay? We should care. Number 3, women care less about who initiates sex. Either one can initiate sex, but men care more about who initiates sex. I'm going to say it again. Men really care that we don't initiate. I didn't realize that, okay? So that's a different sort of perspective again. That's why I like us to look at perspectives and angles. Men really get bothered that we're not initiating, but we don't really care. It's like we could initiate, they can initiate. It doesn't really matter. It's not on our mind. It's on their mind. Oh, is she going to initiate? Is she going to do it today? Is she going to mention something or do something? Give me a hint? I'm sure that's in the back of their mind constantly. Is tonight the night? Is tomorrow night the night? So just take note of that. They really do think about whether you're going to initiate or not. Women, so please balance out, initiate, have an agreement, how many times a week, and let's make our men satisfied sexually. Okay? Number 4, men are more stressed than women about their partner's sexual arousal. So we don't really care about our men's personal, sexual arousal. Personally, we don't really care. I don't think that is, again, abnormal because we have lower testosterone levels. I will blame that on testosterone. And they have higher testosterone levels. So when men are more stressed than women about their partner's sexual arousal, that's because they want them to partake. They want them to be involved sexually. So that makes sense. But it says here they're stressed about it. They're stressed more than women about their partner's sexual arousal. So again, for us, it's not a big deal. So we take things for granted. We're not really paying attention to the men's needs. And we really can't because we're not men. We can't really put ourselves in their shoes because, whoa, we don't want that high level of testosterone. We don't need it. Too high. But they need it for what they do as men, right? To be masculine and go do their role. But we have to let them do their role and understand that what comes with that role is to be sexually satisfied. And so we have to meet their needs and be aware of this. So I'm going to say it again. Men are more stressed than women about their partner's sexual arousal. So they worry more about, are we aroused? So you have to anticipate their arousal and please them and try and make them happy by making sure that you are sexually aroused also. Okay? Number 5, women are more distressed by his distress about his sexual problem, example, erectile dysfunction. Isn't that cool? So we're more worried about his stressing out. we're not really worried about his erectile dysfunction or his problem in the bedroom. And to be honest, I really think that's really true. It's not a big deal to us because, again, we don't have that testosterone level, thank goodness. So we don't think they see it as a big deal. So guys, understand, we do not see it as a big deal. We really do not think that you should be stressed out so much if you have sexual issues. Now, there's a degree, there's a certain level of sexual issues that you're going to have that we can accept or tolerate, but it shouldn't be, something that's really serious or bad that we can't, fix it. So try and understand that even though women are more distressed by your stress or distress about your sexual problems, if you have them, it is important for you to take care of it, to take care of it and to fix it and to make sure that there is no problem in the bedroom on your part. So the women take care of their issues and the men take care of your issues. If you've got to do it together, you do it together. But I think idea is for you to have no problems in the bedroom or as little problems. And if you do, you agree, sit down, get compatible and understand how to communicate and how to resolve and solve those problems amicably with peace and happiness, right? And joy, right? That's the key. And humor, don't forget. All right. Number 6, the last one, for women and men with sexual problems, they are more upset with their own sexual function than their partner's sexual function. Okay? That's not a surprise, even though it can be for some. For women and men that have sexual problems, they are more concerned about their own sexual problems than their partners. So the guy is more worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to function? Am I going to be able to satisfy her? And she's more worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to get an orgasm? Am I going to get aroused? Am I going to get excited? Is he going to hurt me? Is he going to get the right spot? How do I communicate? So everybody has to understand that everybody is worried about their own sexual function. So you're in your world worrying, and he's in his world worrying, or I'm as a female in my world worrying, and he's in his world worrying, and you want to understand that both of you should stop worrying, right? Just communicate, then the worry becomes less. Open up, talk about sexual preferences, talk about what you want in the bedroom, and that way you'll feel more comfortable before you're in your bedroom having the sexual experience. Have that discussion. Now, I am going to switch from my little pointers to my sexual satisfaction questionnaire. I love them because, again, they give us another perspective of what is going on sexually with us in the bedroom. So the one I have here is for women that have female hyposexual disorders, okay? So when you have a sexual disorder, there are so many of them from the DSM-5, and this particular sexual satisfaction scale is for women. Now, there is a short form and a long form. The long form, I'm just going to skim through it and just give you an idea of the questions that we've not really talked about before. So this one, the first one says here with the long version, 30 questions. I feel content with my present sex life. Number 1. And it's on a Likert scale, 1 to 6. Don't worry about the scale. Just think about the topic and just know, is it applicable to you? Is it more mild, moderate, severe? Let's not worry about the scale right now. Because I want you to just focus again on what angle they're coming from so that you can look in your life and see whether that applies to you. So number 1, I feel content with my present sex life. Number 2, I feel something is missing from my present sex life. Missing. See, that's a different perspective. Something is missing from my present sex life. What could be missing? That is deep. So you've got to dive into that, figure out what is missing. And you're going to know because something happens and you just feel deflated or you feel down that it's not changing to something else that you want. And it flickers in your mind. So you got to write it down. You got to remember it so that you can have that discussion later on. Okay. Number 3, I feel I don't have enough emotional closeness. You see that? That's again different. Emotions. You've got to be in love, right? Now, in love is an emotion. So are you in love? And if you're having sex and you're not in love, that's a different story. We're talking about partners that are in relationships that are in love, okay? So if you feel you don't have enough emotional closeness, address that. Number 4, I feel content with the frequency of sexual intimacy. We've had that before. Number 5, I don't have any problems or concerns about sex. Kudos to you. Number 6, overall, I am satisfied with my sex life. Again, they're trying to find out in people that have sexual disorders, female sexual disorders, really whether this is, and this is for women guys, and they're trying to find out whether this is something they have to address in more detail, okay? Number 7, my partner gets defensive when discussing sex. See, another angle. When you try to bring it up, they're like, what are you talking about, babe? I have no idea what you're talking about. So they're defensive. They're like deflecting. They're trying to say it's not them. It must be you, right? So that is something that, again, we need to have a serious discussion about. Number 8, my partner and I don't discuss sex openly. Here we go again, communication problems. You're not discussing sex openly. I'm sorry, you must. Otherwise, you will not be sexually satisfied. Number 9, I usually feel comfortable discussing sex. Good. Number 10, my partner usually feels comfortable discussing sex. Good. Number 11, I have no difficulty talking about emotions. Good. Number 12, my partner has no difficulty talking about emotions. Good. Number 13, feel partner isn't sensitive or aware about sexual desires. Your partner should be aware and be sensitive to your sexual desires, right? You gotta tap in there. You gotta know and not ignore it, right? Partner, do not ignore, in this case, guys, do not ignore your partner's desires, okay? Number 14, feel partner and I are not sexually compatible enough. So you have to work on that. Number 15, partner's belief about sex are too different from mine. Very serious. Number 16, partner and I mismatched in sexual intimacy needs. We talked about intimacy. Your mismatching is not a good thing. So these things are affecting women sexually. So again, partners, dive into this, understand this is something you have to understand, communicate, and talk about. Number 17, partner and I not physically attracted enough. So not only intimacy is a problem, but you're physically not attracted enough, a problem. So discuss that and see what you can do to improve that. Number 18, partner and I mismatch in sexual preferences. Ooh, sexual preferences, I love that. That's my favorite topic. You're not a match on that? That's serious. Please work on getting a third-party professional involved. Number 19, partner will become frustrated. Impatient, huh? Not good. If your partner gets frustrated, you can't open up, you can't talk. Please, partner, do not get frustrated. If you have to go and take a drink, go take a drink. If you have to go and smoke, even though smoking is not encouraged here. But whatever you got to do to go and chill, right? Mostly, you've got to learn how to relax when it comes to this discussion with your partner. Number 20, sexual difficulties will adversely affect relationship. That's wrong, right? We're talking about not being able to communicate if you have sexual difficulties. When you do, we want you to be agreeable. We want you to open up and talk. 21, partner may have an affair. Whoa. See? No question has brought that up before. Partner may have an affair. That is affecting your sexual satisfaction. No question. If you suspect your partner's having an affair, which we all have been through, affecting your, thinking your partner's out there on the streets, then it's affecting us sexually. Do guys know that? I don't know. But right now I'm telling y'all guys, it does affect women sexually. Number 22, partner is sexually unfulfilled. Ooh, you have to make sure your partner is fulfilled. We just talked about that in so many different ways, okay? Get third-party participation. Number 23, partner views me as less of a woman. Did you hear that? That is so wrong. If your partner is looking at you as less of a woman, what can you do? That is a deep scar, a deep wound. Again, start with getting professional help, sex, couples, therapy, and maybe psychiatric evaluations, okay? Number 24, I've disappointed my partner. We all have, in different ways. So we've got to, again, resolve that by communicating and apologizing, right? Number 25, my sexual difficulties are frustrating to me. So we have to do something about that, right? And if they are, just don't let it stay and don't let it just, get worse. Dive into it, get help. Let's find out what it is. My sexual difficulties, number 26, make me feel sexually unfulfilled. Whoa. and you're suffering in silence. That's why I'm here, to take you out of your suffering in silence, get you help, and get you treated so that you don't get unfulfilled. Number 27, I may have an affair. No way. I may have an affair. So some people are thinking of having an affair for whatever reason. They want to have a different experience. Their partner's not satisfying them. So the woman is also thinking of this, you guys, especially when you're not out there satisfying her sexually, right? Now, there could be other reasons. So if that's in your mind, women, get help. You do not want to do that. You do not want to have an affair without having serious interventions with someone else to talk about this problem in therapy, okay? 28, my sexual difficulties affect how I feel about myself. Understood. 29, my sexual difficulties affect my well-being. No question, we know that. And 30, my sexual difficulties annoy and anger me. Again, a different perspective. Annoy and anger you. I am sure there's some people out there going through that, but you don't have to. There's help. Get your hormones checked, get a physical, talk to a doctor like me. Therapy, this can be fixed. And it can really move from anger to joy. So please understand that this is not something you have to suffer in silence with. All right, this is the short version, and it is a general measure of sexual satisfaction. I love it. Again, if you want the papers, let me know. We can send you a copy of them. And I really think this is very simple. Again, I want you to see the different perspectives involved in this. There are 20 questions here. Let's zip through them real quick. All right. So here it says, thinking about your sex life during the last 6 months, please rate your satisfaction with the following aspects. It's a Likert scale, 1 to 5. Not satisfied, a little satisfied, moderately satisfied, very satisfied, and extremely satisfied. Okay. Likert meaning from 1, not satisfied at all, to extremely satisfied, number 5. Okay, so you can do that on your own, but I'm going to zip through it again. But I need you to understand the perspective. Does this apply to you? Number 1, the intensity of my sexual arousal. Are you not satisfied with that at all? Or are you extremely satisfied with that at number 5? Okay, the intensity of my sexual arousal. Isn't that another interesting perspective? The intensity. How intense is it? Is it yeah, it's there. Or whoa, it's wild. Okay. Number 2, the quality of my orgasm. Again, another perspective, the quality. Not just that you're having an orgasm, but how intense is it? How deep is it? How mind-blowing? How much of the body's involved from top to bottom, or just a little part of the body's involved? You really want to know that in terms of sexual satisfaction. Number 3, and again, this is the short form of the long form. Okay, so it's a newer scale. Number 3, my letting go, in quotation marks, and surrendering to sexual pleasure during sex. Is it a little bit you're satisfied, or are you extremely satisfied, to 5? Letting go. You know you've got to let go to have that orgasm. So you better practice. All right? Practice makes perfect. Learn to let go. Learn to maybe fantasize and just go into a world where you're not focused on daily matters of the day or the week. Okay? So please let go and just learn how to do that and get better and better so that it's extremely satisfying. Number 4, my focus, concentration during sexual activity. Again, another perspective. How's your focus? How's your concentration during sexual activity? Are you focused in the moment? Are you there? Or are you somewhere else? Remember, being mindful, right? Being in the zone. Okay? So again, are you not at all satisfied or extremely satisfied with that? Number 5, the way I sexually react to my partner. Again, a different perspective. The way I sexually react to my partner. Do you cringe, draw away, or do you walk and grab and hold? Okay? You've got to be aware. And your facial expressions. You can't be frowning when he comes or says something beautiful or complimentary to you. You can't be frowning. You've got to smile and give back a compliment. Again, that is serious. The way I sexually react to my partner is very, very important. Number 6, my body's sexual functioning. Okay? Again, that's a personal question in terms of how healthy you are sexually. So please make sure you know that. Number 7, my emotional opening up in sex. So when you're having sex, are you opening up emotionally? Are you allowing the feelings to come through, or are you shutting them down? Because that will shut down the sexual experience. Number 8, my mood after sexual activity. Okay, so not satisfied with your mood or very satisfied with your mood, and we know the mood should be a great mood. Number 9, the frequency of my orgasms. We've done that before, so we know it should be based on what you and your partner want. It's like some people want just one big one, some people just want many small ones. All depends on you. Number 10, the pleasure I provide to my partner. Very important, right? You've got to know, are you pleasuring your partner? Do you know? Or are you just lying there like a plank? No, you've got to pleasure your partner. Number 11, the balance between what I give and receive in sex. Are you happy with that? A little bit or a lot? Are you satisfied? A little bit or a lot? The balance between what I give and receive in sex, right? Never ever thought about that. It shouldn't be one-sided, right? Not just one person getting all the good stuff happening and the other person just doesn't. It has to be balanced. Are you happy about that? Good question, right? Number 12, my partner's emotional opening up during sex. So you want to know about your partner doing it. Number 13, my partner's initiation of sexual activity. You want to know, does it make you a little satisfied that you're doing something okay, or you're not satisfied, or very satisfied? Number 14, my partner's ability to orgasm. And I know that's key for all of us. We want our men to orgasm, or our partner to orgasm always, as much as they can too. Number 15, my partner's surrender to sexual pleasure, letting go. So you also want your partner to let go. Isn't that joyful? Absolutely. Number 16, the way my partner takes care of my sexual needs. Are you happy with that? A little bit? None? Or all the way you're very happy to number 5? And I'm going to say, partners, please care. Again, that's the same question. Who cares if you are sexually satisfied? We all need to care. Number 17, my partner's sexual creativity. Again, a different angle, right? Is your partner creative? No, some are, some are not. But creativity depends, right? But you have to decide to answer that. Is it not at all satisfied or very satisfied, from 1 to 5? Number 18, my partner's sexual availability. Is your partner available? Is when you want to have sex, does he want to have sex? That's crucial, guys. If you're not available, you're turning down the knob of sexual interest, satisfaction, joy, and her even wanting or initiating it. So please make sure you're available for her. Number 19, the variety of my sexual activities. I love that topic, having some variety. Again, we can go from one into the other. Just know that you need to answer that question. Do you have a little satisfaction, no satisfaction, or a lot of satisfaction regarding the different things that can happen in the bedroom? Number 20, and the last question, the frequency of my sexual activity. And we already know the frequency of sexual activity is crucial across the board. And the question is, are you happy with it, not happy with it, or you're very happy with it, or very satisfied with it? And we hope you are very satisfied. And I hope this is going to help you even become more aware of what you need to get to that point where you're extremely satisfied sexually. Okay, guys, today's Friday. I might see you tomorrow, or I'll see you Monday. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.